And we're back into game number 3 of this best-of-3 series here. The World Cyber Arena 2014 held in China right now. It is a near $500,000 cash pool up for grabs here. Serious stuff. Cloud9 versus NewBee, baby. I'm back. It's Beyond the Summit, casting it for you. Joining me, the illustrious Fogged Dota from Navi US. Welcome back, my friend. You there?
Sup?
Yeah, I blew it on this one, or I don't know what the heck happened. There was a bit of a glitch trying to get into the game, so we're actually going to be casting from the Dota TV ticket. But hey, you do what you can. And as we
You're doing this a lot, man.
What are you talking about? This stuff is out of my hands. I have no proof, but you know.
LD needed help, and then you just break everything.
It's all right. The important thing is that we are bringing the game to the people, right? Right?
Sure.
Come on, guys, cut me some slack here. I'm already getting criticized enough for my camera control.
We see, jumping into the draft, we can take a look at Cloud9 leaves the Skywrath mage open for NewBee to grab that, and everybody knows, you know, take that Skywrath first pick.
Yeah, I gotta get the Skywrath first, and Batrider's got to be involved somehow early on, so Cloud9 get it, but they also get their precious Naga Siren for Eternal Envy, so
much fun, can't wait.
Yeah, Nerd Sweat kind of farming it up right now, trying to be a nuisance later in the game. Could be a little more elusive, definitely benefiting a lot more with the Song of the Siren Ultimate. Things are going to be a little more safer here for Cloud9, so looking to benefit on top of that one. It's NewBee, though, who also get a hold of the War Runner. We saw tremendous play from Moo with this Centaur last game, right? Am I right, brother?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I just blew it. I accidentally hit that freaking bar on the bottom, and I need to go live. Here we go. Wow, fantastic. I wish I could disable that thing. Anyways, moving on. NewBee still don't want to have anything to do with the Terrorblade and Visage. It worked to their benefit to ban out those last time. They ban out the 2, they ban out the Razor, and they ban out the Fata Puck. And on the side of Cloud9, got to get rid of that Brew. Got to get rid of the Death Prophet. And they get rid of the Vengeful Spirit. So pretty traditional. Do you believe that this is the makings of what they say is, quote, the meta for this 6.82 patch as far as early draft?
Cloud9's
it must be. I mean, I don't know if this. I'm still weirded out by the Batrider being grabbed so early. I guess people are just to get the streak money, just get the like a kill once people are really high up with net worth, and just using the Batrider to that extent. I didn't think he really got such a massive type of buff from this patch, but
it's working good.
It's just a little odd to see it.
10 seconds.
So Cloud9 ban out the Dragon Knight. We saw last night tremendous Dragon Knight play there from NewBee, and he was able to just get away from any sort of bind. And anytime they tried to gank him, it was just proven to be much too difficult for him. So the extra pushing power is something they don't want to be dealing with and sustain in lane. So
I'm just shocked that Cloud9 actually. I mean, I don't know if it's as strong anymore, and they already have a Centaur, but NewBee's one of the big fans of Void, and now Cloud9 just left the Void open with Skywrath already and picked by NewBee.
So we'll see. I mean, this could set up for your traditional Skywrath Void combo if NewBee want to grab it. I mean, they already have an offlaner picked up here for Centaur, but they could roll with that mid lane Void. But now they have Ember, so I don't know now. Unless they do a safe lane Void farm or safe lane Ember Spirit, they can still call an audible and change things up, I suppose. But an Ember Spirit, I don't get to see this hero quite as often as I used to, I feel. As, you know, he does have a bit of a shaky start, but regardless, with the benefit of your Flame Guard, he can find his farm, and later on, he's going to be able to help with those Naga Siren illusions, I would imagine. The Sleight of Fist and the Cleave.
Oh, I was so confused. What? I'm like, how do you see Ember? I'm like, they haven't even picked yet.
What? Are you not live?
Disconnected.
Oh, you DC'd? Oh, no, I'm just a prophet, brother. Yeah, I think they're going to pick an Ember. I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, what? It's not even their pick phase. How'd they pick Ember?
All right, well, we'll get you back in the game, I suppose. This is you can just blame me more for the ticket, having to use the ticket.
No, dude, you're perfect. Don't worry.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Ember Spirit grabbed you on NewBee, and now it's the ball's in Cloud9's court here for the draft. They already benefited on picking up a Dazzle. Not someone who can really roam around too early, but someone who could add a little extra sustain to his comrades in need, whether it's going to be EE on that Naga or what have you. And well, they're going to keep going on forward. I mean, normally I'd see him hand in hand with someone like a Lycan, but I imagine that's not going to be the case. Lycan not even touched this draft thus far, but Beastmaster now going to be grabbed. And I haven't seen Cloud9 personally play this hero yet. He probably was picked up in the preview. Do you remember last night? Was he picked up? Is this a Bone 7 Beastmaster? Because they already have a Batrider as well. So maybe a support?
They had it yesterday with Puck, didn't they? Beastmaster Puck.
Beastmaster Puck? As a support, though, Beastmaster?
10 seconds remaining.
I think it was a Beastmaster support. Yeah, I think Pi was
So
playing.
that's the case. You know, that could still work here. So you have your Beastmaster Dazzle support. So they contribute a lot. They're banking, though, on what looks like a favorable mid to late game, though. Not looking to get too much happen early. And look at this. The Enchantress grab. I haven't seen this pretty lady in quite a while as NewBee do pick it up. And this is someone who does like to contribute a lot early on into the game. And you know, Cloud9 might need to shake off their anti-Antris plays here. Maybe looking for an early smoke, early rotation into the enemy jungle, trying to remove some of the extra jungling potential from said Enchantress. But pretty much she'll ideally be looking for picking up a significant creep and trying to add pressure on this mid lane, whoever this mid lane may be. Now not benefiting from a Razor again or a Puck. You know, what's Fodder to fall back on at this point as far as mid lane potential? Any ideas, Fogged?
I'm trying to think.
Better think. Morphling get a ban here on Cloud9. They don't want to be dealing with that How Morphling. So How instead going to opt for something else. If he needs to consider contesting this Naga, you know, they might need to consider something with a little more benefit as far as wave clearing. Skywrath's going to be having a rough time later on, I would imagine, and going against that. But more wave clearing would definitely be to their benefit, I would imagine, as far as dealing with these illusions, because they can be quite the nuisance later on.
Yeah, man, I'm really trying to. I'm kind of just stuck at this. I don't really know what they're going to pick up. They banned out most of Fada's usual heroes. Yeah. I know he plays a Beastmaster sometimes too, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be like a Beastmaster Batrider duel off lane.
All right, so like a 2-1-2 kind of a lineup. I can see that. I dig it. Yeah. Beastmaster mid was something of the olden days that used to be done, but no one really about that anymore. But who knows?
Yeah.
Thinking outside the box can benefit you, and Cloud9's wanted to do it, and there's your Wind Ranger. To be grabbed up there as your final pickup here, but these are three different kind of offlane heroes in their pool that is making me second guess where the hell they're going to decide to lane this whole thing out for Cloud9.
I think it'll probably be Fada Wind Ranger mid, so he can put pressure. Yeah. And he can kind of dodge ganks a little bit with that Windrunner. And I think it's going to be the 2-1-2, honestly.
All right.
It's something Cena really does enjoy doing, and they're quite good at it.
So with that said, a potential Wind Ranger Ember Spirit head-to-head in the mid lane, who do you got? I mean, Wind Ranger can put up some pretty decent damage. And, you know, being able to try to break through the Flame Guard is something else.
I think they might still be saving on their last pick. Usually, I think Hal plays the Ember. Actually, I think both of them do.
They're one to switch it about a bit, and I'm sure they're just as puzzled as we are about what the hell Cloud9 are thinking here with this kind of a draft. It's somewhat greedy, you know, with the exception of Dazzle, but we'll have to see. I mean, you know, NewBee are probably also baking out the idea. This is a team that did a fantastic job drafting against Na'Vi last night. Really just had their number as far as what they were expecting. But for Cloud9's pickup here, they could be a little bewildered as far as what they're going to be expecting. And really, who's to guess? I mean, if I was
C9 does have a stun this time in their lineup before level 6. They have a Shackle shot.
Yeah, they have the Shackle.
And I guess a net.
And later on, they'll benefit from, of course, the Beastmaster ult. That'll set up a very nice, you know, follow-up to maybe a Batrider Lasso lead-in. And then, of course, Naga's just going to be banking on trying to find farm throughout the game. Dazzle, I would imagine, not going to be too far from her, allowing some significant farm early on. But
isn't it nice not seeing Lycan and Void every game? They're both in the pool.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier while you were reconnecting. No Lycan to be seen. That was the most picked and banned from previous patch, but not really having about it. He was changed around a bit. You know, his shapeshift time has got a bit of delay now, but he's got much more movement speed. His wolves are still really good, and Howl still contributes a lot globally, but I guess you just need to have the right lineup to make it work. And
they changed his base attack time when you ult as well now, so he attacks much slower when you're in that wolf form.
Yeah, that's a big one. Especially when you're trying to bank on some big right clicks with Abyssal. But
I'm still pretty excited to watch this game, though, because I know in the Chinese scene, a lot of these teams ban, and we do get a Shadow Fiend. We're lucky enough.
Hell yeah.
A lot of these Chinese teams were first two banning Enchantress versus NewBee, because Banana's Enchantress is actually one of the most terrifying.
Enchantress is NewBee, yeah. Enchantress, if you will, like they like to say. They're fogged. As this is something we haven't seen a lot, you know. Her being able to roam and add some early pressure on, and that could be on the Wind Ranger, but now Fata, it is going to be a mid lane Wind Ranger there. Wind Run is going to make things a little more difficult for them to try to get a hold of her, so we'll see what they can get. If she can grab a Centaur early, though, with significant lockdown, put that together with some heavy bursts, but it is looking like an Ember Spirit mid and probably a side lane farming Shadow Fiend here. Shadow Fiend, I mean, yeah, he'll be able with the raises to definitely burst down the Naga illusions, I suppose, but We'll have to see. I mean,
10
NewBee,
seconds
they can't allow the
They've got
opportunity
their
for a
late
late
game
game.
ready.
Yeah.
And it's,
But do you
they
think
really-
the late
they-
game can really
5
contest something
seconds
like a
remaining.
Naga, though? I mean, I'm sure they're going to wager on trying to get nerfing down her farm as much as possible and
That
being able to
Ember, man.
capitalize. But
Those Battle Furies are probably...
yeah, Ember tier 2.
Oh, he has the Arcana, too. Look at that fiery beauty.
Let me see this man. Oh, yeah, look at that. Flag in all glory. Dual swords. This man knows how to put out an ass beating, or at least it looks like it. Very fabulous. But, oh, yeah, I probably should remove spectator chat. As I
It's a good idea. I get to leave it on.
Yeah, you can go ahead and just hear everyone talk tremendous amounts of compliments. Compliments, I'm sure.
FE many of them.
It is what it is, though. We're making do as we are going to have a bit of a pause right here. Remember, folks, this is the final game here in this best-of-3 series between NewBee and Cloud9, but we do have plenty more action to come, and actually have the schedule right over here for the WCA 2014 following this series. We got VGN Alliance are going to be going toe-to-toe. I believe LD is going to be bringing you that action, and then after that, we have 2 games happening at the same time. We got Navi and LGD going head-to-head, and also IG going against Team Malaysia. So, you know, ideal kind of a setup right there, and I'll be back for one of those 2 kind of games. I'm not sure which exactly, but we'll see how it goes. And as we still continue to wait it out here, bit of a small pause. Impressions, though, so fogged, if you had to wager your rares on either team?
No swaps coming out, so it is the support Beastmaster. It all really depends on how it starts out. Like, if they can get a couple nice rotations from Banana, they can snowball really hard with it. Because C9's lineup, if they fall behind too hard at the start, they have a hard time of recovering.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, I see what you're talking about now.
What?
The Arcana on Shadow Fiend. Very nice.
Oh. What were you talking about before? What
Ember
swords?
Spirit. I'm just being a
Jesus.
dumbass.
I was
you know?
wondering, you were talking about swords, and I was like, Shadow Fiend's got fire swords.
Yeah. It's all making sense now. I'm delirious. I need.
I was delirious too. I was clicking on Shadow Fiend and like clicking on the thing, and I'm like, he doesn't have swords. Whatever. Maybe he does for him.
Whatever. What can he do, right? Scouting and checking out Cloud9. Look at this fantastic 5 right here. All right. Well, formidable lineup for them. Dazzle, another hero we don't get to see a whole lot of. I'm excited. Looking to bank on and some extra bit of defensive. The minus armor works pretty good. Not true synergy with that on anyone else. And as far as Fata, building a farm on your more core-oriented Wind Ranger, something we don't get to see every day unless you maybe I'm watching an RTZ stream where he likes to play it. You know, grabbing up maybe an early Maelstrom, adding some significant right-click right there. But we'll
It's
see
a mech hero.
A mech hero, eh?
Yeah. Good old Fada.
We'll see how he makes it work here. Of course, we are paused out, waiting for Banana. Apparently, he's split the game, waiting for him to come back.
Yeah. And Envy is not rocking the RTZ Naga set.
Let me see.
Sorry, Artur.
What? No.
He's not using
not even
it.
the, not even the
he's got
Ice
some
Ice set? What has he got
Nothing,
here?
dude. He's got some ugly stuff. He's got some ugly
What is
commons.
this? It's a common, uncommon, rare. Yeah, this is... For a hero you probably play pretty often, you could decorate him a little better, I suppose. You know, fashion's half the game, if you didn't know, Fogged.
Yeah. But looking all over, more so, I kind of like NewBee's draft more, except for the Shadow Fiend. I'm not too sure how I feel about this hero still. His animations feel weirder with this new skin, personally. And I don't know, I just feel like the Requiem is just doing so little damage as well. I don't know if it's something that might have gotten bugged, but I feel like the hero's just not dishing out as much damage as he used to.
Yeah. But it opens opportunities for us to see new heroes try to creep in, where other heroes have been altered a bit, like your Beastmasters, of course. I wouldn't mind seeing much more of him. Maybe might go Zookeeper with this. This is a Necro book kind of a game here for Pile Die if he does manage to build up the farm and not, well, die too much. Let's see, Necros against, gonna do some reasonable bursts, could add some heavy push favor with the Naga Siren. I wouldn't mind it.
They're okay, except for the fact that it gives the Ember another cleave target. And he doesn't take damage while he's in the Sleight of Fist, so him killing those Necros later on will just be free monies.
Yeah, that's going to be something to worry about. Moo is also going to be able to add a whole lot in the late game, and we'll see if Envy's going to be able to pull it through with her Naga. But yeah, we're still waiting out, Fogged. I don't know what else to do. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. taking a bit of time. We've had delays before, not really as much in the game, but this is happening currently. It's a LAN.
The good old sandboard.
What are you talking about? I did that with my mouth.
Wow, dude. Your boyfriend must be really proud.
What the hell is your problem? Why would you do that to me?
I don't know, man. I'm a jerk tonight.
Oh well, it's okay.
It's because of last night. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. That was out of my hands.
I wonder what's going on. Hopefully, it's not any too big of an issue.
I'll give it another moment, but I mean, I hate to resort to it, but we might need to throw it to a bit of a small splash or something like that because, let's face it, I don't want to be having short talk with you a whole long while we wait for this one.
Wow. Oh man.
Hey, you started it, dude. You started it. Anyways, but yeah, Banana looking to get back into this one as we have delays here. Let me see if I have any updates over here on the side as far as the Skype sphere here. Nope, they're not saying anything. So pretty much out of the loop as always with this, but trying not to get too salty about it.
Yeah, at least C9 does have a pretty good Roche lineup, I guess. Just a Beastmaster Aura helps out a lot. They don't really have the best for killing it other than that. The heal's nice, I guess.
Now, I have you here as a player, and I want to know, okay, because it was all about the Dire and their Roche advantage in the previous
I'm just trying to take a look at what else to talk about.
No, I know. I'm echoing off that. I'm using it. Now, as a player, do you think the Dire advantage for Roche is the same? Roche has moved. Do you still think they have a slight advantage for taking Roche? Or is it just now more up in the air with his new location?
In general, I think it's now a little more up in the air. The pit's just strange. It still feels tiny to me.
It's super tiny, dude. This is as tiny as my New York City apartment right here. This thing is cramped. I don't even know.
Dude, Roshan's pretty big. I don't know, man.
You get in there, you're bumping uglies, you're hitting elbows, trying to fight the big guy, and you're like, I just want to get an Aegis, bro. Anyways, there we go. We're finally back and underway. A sigh of relief out from ourselves, and I'm sure as many of the viewers are rip-roared and ready to go. Anyways, I'll lead things off. We got NewBee on your Radiant side for this third game rather, go around. It's Moo. He's playing your Arcana Swag Fiend right here on the Shadow. We got San Shang repping your Skywrath Mage. Up and ahead, we got Hao.
They swapped.
They did swap right there.
Hao's not playing that Ember.
Well,
nice. Yeah, Hao and Moo were switched up. Moo was playing the Ember Spirit beforehand, and I guess they just swapped it.
I wonder if they were second-guessing it during that bit of a pause, tactically thinking it out, or maybe they had it in mind. But regardless, yeah, it's going to be Moo playing the Shadow Fiend, and on the bottom it's Banana playing your Enchantress. They're scouting out. They know that there's going to be a sweep through as expected from Cloud9. They know they got a jungling hero, so it's kind of our job to sweep through and put down some wards, make sure we have proper intel and vision, that this Enchantress, if she bothers even trying to make something happen, we'll know exactly what the hell's happening here.
30
so
seconds
NewBee are playing it
to
extra safe. They're waving it back right here. Hao's lingering nearby. But to finish out your roundup here for NewBee, it's Rabbit revisiting the Centaur. He's up in the offlane doing his own solo thing right here. And oh, look at that. Even the very abrupt forward Sentry Ward taking out that big camp down there. So Enchantress going to have to really stretch to find the creeps that she would like early on in the game. Oh, she knows it, though. She moves over. She's going to put down a sentry, and she's going to take this Fogged. I would think.
Let's see if she finds the right one. She's going to put it in the back. It's not going to get it first.
Nope, that's
and
not
the
it.
second one is going to be...
Comforting dazzle of regeneration.
Come on, girl. You got to put it in a different spot than that if you want to catch it. Oh, she's not going to go for it, so they will lose that camp. So nice ward placement there from C9.
He's not going to have either. He's not going to have any of them.
Bummer. All right. Cloud9, I forgot who they are. Fogged. Want to remind me?
Yep, we got it. Eternal Envy playing he loves illusions, so he's playing one of those illusion heroes. He's got the Naga Siren. We have Fada playing on the Windrunner mid. Wind Ranger, not seen too often. She's still pretty interesting hero. Beastmaster being played by Paladai in the support role with a Stout Shield. Dual laning with Bone 7 on the Batrider in bottom lane, and we do have finally AUI 2000 playing the Dazzle.
Yes, so good call there. Dual offlane happening here. Paladai and Bone 7 going hand in hand here in the offlane, trying to add a little bit of extra harassment here as he throws out the axes, trying to bully them back quite a bit here. And oh, fantastic! We're going to have another pause on the field. That's right. That's the ref, and they're going to have to wait. Oh, hotkeys here as Envy didn't get his setup properly here for the Naga. But now that we were talking about the Naga and him loving his illusions, I was reading something earlier today. The new item, the Crimson Guard, if you will, many favor this kind of a pickup when you're going against one of these kind of heroes where they have heavy illusions. Do you think that's I don't know how much you had the time to experiment with the new item, but do you think that's a favorable pickup when you're going against someone like a Naga in this kind of a game where they're going to be dealing with a heavy assault of illusions coming your way?
Sounds like it could be.
I mean, you get it on the Centaur maybe if he somehow gets to a point. I mean, ideally, I know you want to get your Blink Dagger and everything in line, but maybe
I think you have
should
higher
get
priority of items to be considering a Crimson Guard for the most part. And usually it's just the Radiance that's being obnoxious.
All right, no
So,
problem.
maybe.
Just make
I mean, I
it
haven't really
small
gotten
talk,
to-
Fog. Take it easy, all right?
I haven't really been able to experiment with it too much. I mean, I'm a support. I don't really see too many support players pick up a Crimson Guard, unfortunately.
All right, well, we'll
Except maybe
see.
Wisp.
All right, up here
That
at the
Wisp
top
still
goes-
got me.
The Wisp is great. I mean, the bottle
game-
early with the dual rune and everything happening, it's really nice, but not when you're going against the AA as we saw last night. So, regardless, still the 2-on-2 matchup here, kind of working out at the start here for Cloud9, is it's really making things uncomfortable a bit for this Ember Spirit, but already we're seeing a rotation here, Sansheng and Banana. Banana, where is your friend? It's going to be this Wild Wing over here, building in some extra farm, but nothing to really gank with, and look at this. You even have your bird, the Scout Hawk, making things even more difficult there for Banana in the jungle. And oh, Mud Golems, too. This is a nightmare for jungling Enchantress right now, as she has to find any sort of opportunity to get something. But that early game gank potential that you like out of your Enchantress is just not really going to be there for NewBee, at least at this point in the game. So regardless, though, they do zone out. They grab up the room. It's a haste. It's going to be picked up by Sansheng.
Yeah, and Bounty Rune picked up by Dazzle top. Unfortunately, we don't get a little notification on the side to see when the runes are picked up. It's kind of annoying.
Oh, well.
And hopefully we get to see. I don't think we get to see items picked up either on the side. We got nothing.
We just got to guess.
Yeah, that's okay. Keeping an eye out.
Working on that intuition, I guess you could say, as Rabbit does get zoned back a bit. He's down to half-life, forced to pop off the salve here. But regardless, Enchantress, or not Enchantress, rather, Eternal Envy finding the farm he would love to have here in the lane, making it work. He's at 8-1 CS, and Owie right there, bringing back the creeps, keeping the equilibrium in their favor. Well up and above as far as CS goes. 17-5 here, though, for Fata, going toe-to-toe with the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend, one of those heroes that really could take control of the lane, but actually proving to be rather tricky here. And even wanting to pull the trigger on making something happen on Fata, he does have that Rin run to fall back on to get away from a hairy situation. So I'm really liking this matchup here and pulling out this Wind Ranger in the mid lane.
Yeah, Banana just decides to get the hell out of his own jungle. He's got only that one big camp, so he's like, you know, I need to try to do something else. And he smokes up and goes toward top to find a creep.
It's going to be, there's a troll. That would love to be ideal, but they're actually making it go. They're going to use the slow and try to make it go on Owie. Owie pushing forward, does not have a level in Shallow Grave, so if he catches up and gets a nice stun, oh, he fakes it once. Can't catch it yet. Pretty fast Dazzle
Got
right
5
here.
movement speed on him.
Yeah, he's like, I'm getting away from you, buddy. Can't catch up, not even with that slow, and yeah, he slips away. So,
That was really close to being a kill. I think Rabbit might have had the time to stop, but he got a little bit juked out.
it's gonna be
Either way,
DD.
nice movement there from AUI.
Anytime to avoid an early gank attempt like that is definitely very profitable for him overall, and still Eternal Envy will just hang in the lane while everyone gets distracted elsewhere and find his farm. So good stuff to early start here, but
Banana got the Harpy. This could be really obnoxious
yes.
for Envy.
Aha, yes, hate my long-ranged chain lightning
Night
here.
vision.
What a
Night
pain.
vision, chain lightning.
What a pain in the ass this thing is. It continues to zap
It really
him out.
is.
Even EE is just like waiting at the side like, oh, God, that's not what I want to see. But he'll linger it about right here and really test his micro-wing skills here as Banana will wait it on the side instead. So
He's got like a full 80 seconds where he's like, yeah, I don't want to lane.
he's just waiting at any time. Man, the range! Are you kidding me, Fogged?
It's insane, man.
What is it?
It's 900, I think, right?
Yeah, look at that thing.
It's 900, but it can go like up to 12. I don't know. It's some
It's nice. Shadow Fiend had that DD, so he's using it to his benefit, finding the CS, but we're seeing a rotation come in, an early rotation from a Bat Rider here. Looking to move on through. He's going to catch up Banana. Banana with the double slow now. But they can't commit for this one. They know Centaur's right there to back him up with a stun if needed. But they're like, get rid of that freaking Harpy creep if I can. But no, Owie overcommits.
Oh, the double edge.
Yeah, uh-oh, it's slamming in. Bam! That took him down from half to nothing right now. EE trying to make him pay right now. Gets out in snare. Now this is going to be finicky here. But Rabbit does get away. Owie with the overcommitment, the bloodlust to take out that very, very, that Harpy. It's a pain in the ass, but as he dies, he does get a bit of a valiant kill there on Owie. So, oh well. It's NewBee to strike first.
Nice rotation from Banana going up to her there. So he's guaranteeing now Rabbit a good amount of farm. And they're putting some pressure on Envy. While Moo is having time of his life in mid. He's actually doing really well.
Yeah, the benefit of that DD is really getting him back in here. He's 32-8 now, and Fata is only at 29. He moves up at 6 minutes. It's a bounty rune that's going to be at the top, so this prompts Fata to run right down to the bottom where he's going to run right into a haste rune here. And All the meanwhile, it's been relatively quiet here on the bottom. As Hao and the Ember Spirit has been building up huge CS for himself. 40 and 21.
NewBee's taking over the enemy jungle.
Yeah, they certainly are
They just
here.
they just took Bone 7's double stack there. The Banana took the Centaur, and then Moo went over and raised and took the last hits.
They literally bullied him out of there as he has no life. He's forced to go all the way back to the base and rejuvenate a bit before he does come back into the mix. But that is that much longer away from getting your
Radiant's
prized
middle
Blink
tower
Dagger
is
on
under
your
attack.
Bat Rider. So very, very rough stuff for
least-
them.
At least Pie's able to find some nice levels down here, while the Bat Rider is just doing stacks of jungle. So he's going to be able to find quite an early level 6 on Beastmaster, but he is getting little to no CS.
Yeah, he's
one
getting
and two.
no farm whatsoever and really allowing Hao to get all the farm he could ever ask for right here. And he's 46, and you compare that to the other side of the map on Eternal Envy, who's at 24. It's definitely looking nice here for NewBee at the early start, but we might potentially have a long game ahead of us. It is a Naga game after all, as they shifted over right here. And look at this, even Banana with the Centaur is just constantly giving C9 a headache here.
Yeah, they're not letting Envy get free farm at all. They're going to keep putting pressure on him, and now Moo's doing what I figured he was going to do. He gets his jungle camps back up, and he backs up and starts jungling a bit and giving his Skywrath some XP mid, but Skywrath almost dies to Fada, and now he goes over and takes over the mid roll again.
And also bottom, they pulled the trigger on trying to make something happen there on Pylai die, and it forced him to TP all the way back. So even more space right now for Hao on that bottom
Dire's
Ember Spirit
bottom
to
tower is
get all
under
he can
attack.
want. He's got phase boots already complete. Nearly 1,800 gold for this Ember Spirit. This is going to potentially be the early makings of what I would imagine could be either a set of drums, or if he wanted to get greedy and go for the early makings of his Battle Fury, he might be able to.
Usually we see the drum. I think it's quite a nice pickup. Those stats and the movement
Radiant's
speed
middle tower
Yeah.
is under
help you
attack.
out quite a lot. Perseverance, not really so much.
And now Bone 7 resorting to getting up and above this cliff right here, finding some farm here on this little side camp, but constantly on the worry here is Banana's taking over their jungle. If you're going to take my jungle away from me, I'm just going to move myself into your side of things and just make things even more difficult for you. As
You are denied.
it is Centaur again, finding some good farm, and we saw it last game as Rabbit now getting near 1,800 gold. He's going to have a pretty good time Blink Dagger here for being an off-lane Centaur. But no, there's your Stampede call, and it's actually on the mid lane. As they move on through, I missed that one. Oh, fantastic stuff is Fata able to catch up with Sancheng and take out the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, just the right clicks from Fada, and then just a nice Shackle Power shot ends up cleaning him up.
And meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Ember making it go and takes it out. I've caught the back end of that one. I'm on fire right now, Fog, by the way. And so's Hao as he uses that Flame Guard and bursting down that Pylai die in the bottom lane.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower
he used only
is
one
under
remnant there.
attack.
Sorry, maybe I'll just yell when I see it happening, because I've had my camera
Oh,
on.
feel free to yell, my friend. Yeah, feel free. As I also have to concentrate on making sure I get the fight recap out, make my camera nice and smooth. You know, it's just one of the many things. But meanwhile, top lane, Rabbit eating a bit of harassment right here. Banana moving on through, pops out the Hadouken right there on EE and trying to zone him back as much as possible. EE, I don't know. I mean, he's got his Bassi together. Could go for the Aquila in the standard build if he wants to go drums, or he might be pressured into committing to an early Radiance build right now to try to find some easy relative farm for himself. But
Yeah, and speaking of the standard build, it looks like Moo is going the standard
Dire's
Mech
middle
Shadow
tower
Fiend now.
is under attack.
Mech Shadow
Radiant's
Fiend.
bottom tower is under
That's
attack.
funky.
Mushi's been doing it. Mushi did it last night, and he's been doing it for quite a while.
All right, I'm liking it. I'm digging it. So right now he raises up, finds that big farm, and he is about one step away from completing out that mechanism. Why'd you go ahead and
Dire's
inform me
middle
then? As a
tower
guy who
is
doesn't
under
play
attack.
Shadow Fiend very often, or maybe there's some viewers out there who don't know, what is it that makes a mech such a great pickup right there? Is it just that someone on your team needs to get a hold of a mech, or does it add just extra sustain and extra armor for the Shadow
Radiant's
Fiend to
bottom
work
tower
with?
is under attack.
Potentially making.
I mean, I guess this game just because their other two cores are farming so well. But normally I don't know. I don't really
Radiant's
understand the mech
structures are
Shadow
fortified.
Fiend too much.
Dire's structures
Right,
are
Aoi.
fortified.
In this instance, they have a lot of extra things to like just be ready for, just in case. Like the Ember Spirit's getting really good
Radiant's
farm. The
bottom
Centaur's got a
tower is
blink
under
already.
attack.
It's super early in the game, and
Dire's
his
top
levels.
tower is under
So
attack.
I guess there's no point in him not building
Dire's
the mech
top
at this point,
tower
because
has
Banana's
fallen.
not really able to get the money for that. So he just decides, you know what, we need this mech nice and early. I'll just grab it.
All right, Fata rotates to the bottom, throws out the early latch. It's going to be on Moo here, but there's Rabbit to come in right from behind, jumps up with a nice stun, catches Bone 7 in place, and Bone 7 now desperately pulls out the lasso, looking to pull Moo all the way back and through the fire here so he can burst him down, but it's to no avail. He ends up falling, and now Fata under the gun right now. They're looking to push on through. They silence him up as they do end up taking down the Shadow Fiend in the meantime. It's a 1-for-1 trade. They would love to get two, but Fata pulls out the win run and is able to retreat up to the north into the hands of Aoi, who does heal him up. So A 1-for-1 trade advantage for NewBee, or what, 2-for-1. Man, what is happening in this game? I missed that completely in the mid lane as Beastmaster gets taken down from How. I don't know if you caught that, but
I wasn't catching that one. I was more so looking at the courier was like running with the mech. It almost got there in time to shave Shadow Fiend, but Rabbit did something really greedy there. Instead of just double edging and probably dying, he let his Shadow Fiend just get ticked out to that Firefly. I think he would have just saved him straight up if he just double edged the guy right away and let himself die. I think that's probably worth it, saving your Shadow Fiend over yourself as a Centaur. And yeah, now the mech comes out. It was probably like 2 seconds, 3 seconds away in the bottom lane, and he unfortunately goes down. But they're still finding a lot of farm, and Hal, like you said, finding those kills on the Beastmaster twice now.
yeah.
And just finding a ton of farm. I mean, he's got the phase, he just bought the drum, you said, and now he's got a Perseverance on top.
Nice grab for him, and that puts him much closer to getting hold of that Battle Fury, which you'd love to grab in there. Bone 7 finally gets a hold of that precious Blink Dagger. A little later than you'd like on your Bat Rider, but still gets a hold of it. Maybe a
Dire's
smoke to
bottom
come shortly
tower is
after and they
under
get it
attack.
going, but pressure on the mid lane right now from these damage dealers here on the side of NewBee. And the lingering Sansheng as well would love to zone back, and they would love to just get another objective here. It worked for him last game. Oh, there's a nice latch, catches on 2, but they push on through. Rabbit coming in from behind, catches out Pylite Eye, but there's your blink and latch there. They're actually going for the tanky Centaur. They quickly burst down Pylite Eye, and obviously they cannot do the same damage to Rabbit, so they're forced to zone back now, and they pull out the fortification there. And Banana committing pretty heavily here for Enchantress. Pops out the wand, is able to heal up with that Nature's Attendance, and now they're going to right-click down this tower and grab it. Oh, Blink forward does whiff the stun there on Owie. They can't quite get it, but there's your Shackle. Manages to grab on Fata, and they get him back. So,
And Banana's Urn Charger, they're ticked out Bat Rider actually at the secret shop.
oh, rough.
Really, really well done by him.
That Urn, man.
But also, if you look at how the way that NewBee just played that entire, like, 45 seconds or so. So first they put the ward down up on the top one. Look at their warding, first of all. It's perfect, basically. They put the ward up on the high ground, they walk up, they get the wraparound, and all this, they can play so aggressive because they saw Envy top completely out of mana. He literally had 20 mana and was running back to base. So they knew that they could just be completely as aggressive as they wanted. It was going to be 5 versus 4, no matter what.
So NewBee looking to hold on to this very early advantage that they've gotten a hold of and trying to minimize the farm potential of Eternal Envy on this Naga. Actually, they get a nice latch there on Fata, but just trying to hold them back here, and they want to clear out 3 tier 1s. And that's the game plan when you're going against a Naga. If you want to be able to hinder the farm as much as possible, and if they can push them all the way back by taking down these towers and then laying out some very aggressive wards, that would be very nice grab. So, but in the meantime, we haven't heard a lot from Eternal Envy here in this game. He is going to go right for that Radiance build. He's getting closer to that Sacred Relic. No mana on hand right now, but I think NewBee know that even if they wanted to make a jump on the Naga, she has that Song of the Siren to fall back on. They can't really get away from that. So they're going to just add pressure everywhere.
Now I'm going to cycle like a noob. Do you know if the new Urn actually disables Tranquil Boots? I don't think it does. But I'm not sure.
It's an excellent question, Fogged. Uh-oh. I'm
No,
going to go ahead and I'll just dodge that question by talking about this right here. As Rabbits and Viz.
I should be the one knowing the answer anyways.
Thank you for taking the blame on that one.
Dire's structures.
No, I don't know as well. I mean, I haven't had too much time to experiment with the Urn. I know it prevents stuff like Blink, but here they go. They're pushing on through. They're using the Stampede. They'd love to get a hold of someone. Owie, self-shallow grave to save him, but the shout back coming out from Pylite Eye to see if they can lock Rabbit in place. But Rabbit very tanky. Meanwhile, behind, it's Hal who gets the killing spree by taking down Owie. He'd love another. He wants Fata. Quickly trying to burst him down. Remnant forward and gets it done. Double kill from Hal on this Ember Spirit. And they continue to fight 5 versus 4 without the Naga being there. And NewBee just really taking advantage of that as they move on well ahead here, 8-2.
Okay, so the chat's calling me noob and saying it doesn't. I don't know.
Well,
Everybody says like physical damage and everything, and Urn is not magical. Urn is pure, so I mean, whatever. I didn't think that it deactivated them anyway. I was confused how Bone died there. Then if he has Tranquils,
didn't you know that tens of thousands of people all knew that answer, Fog?
Everybody knew it.
Everyone knew it.
Kick
Anyway.
this idiot now.
No mercy for you. No mercy for me either. As the Mercy Lord, I guess you could say, Eternal Envy is just trying to be the dark horse for Cloud9 right now, continuing to farm up. This is on pace for a reasonable time Radiance, but you're banking on the fact that the other 4 on your team are at least holding their own, but they're really not. They're constantly on the back foot trying to get away from all the added pressure that NewBee are laying on them, and they'll just put down some aggressive wards, move on to the enemy jungle, take away that farm. from EE, and they quickly wipe out this wave, and now they're going to go for this tier 2 in the mid lane. Just objective after objective, and this is putting their net worth chart quite up there. They're already at 7,500 at 16 minutes
Dire's
in.
middle tower is
Very
under
strong
attack.
start for NewBee in this one.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, and Moo actually picks up a Blink Dagger up on that Shadow Fiend too.
Good initiation tool to go ahead and hop in there, or at least be there with the mech if needed, as he wants to be right into the
Dire's
fray.
middle tower has fallen.
And, there's your slash dash right there as they clear out the clear. Look at this. They're actually going to go for high ground. They know that the Naga might not be here to commit on this one, at least from their
Radiant's
perspective,
bottom
but
tower is under attack.
EE is here. He's lingering back into behind, and he's going to put those illusions forward. As they do have the Sacred Relic now. They'll do a little bit of extra damage, but they see it's coming, and NewBee promptly pulled back here. And Fada's going to go ahead and get a hold of his Force Staff grab, and for NewBee, they're going to create as much
Radiant's
space as
bottom
possible,
tower
and
has been
And a
denied.
deny.
going for a
you know.
rush. And, oh man,
Just a big FU to C9 right there.
yeah.
It's like, oh, you're gonna get a little bit extra money? No, you're not. You're really not.
Nope, Rabbit's right there to shove it on back. And Rabbit's got his Force Staff. I imagine he's going for that extra bit of mobility. Or he's got his Staff of
Radiant's
Wizardry,
top
rather,
tower
and looking
is
to build
under
forward towards
attack.
that Force Staff. Would love the mobility to help out his allies or get into the fight, as he's been fantastic with the initiation here. And, well, for NewBee, it's all them right now as they build up farm. I mean, you may have one Naga, but we have a Shadow Fiend, and we have a Ember Spirit. Got plenty of cores here to bring it back for us.
Yeah, they don't really seem too scared of like just ganking this Naga, just because they already have the Ember Spirit up with a Battle Fury, and they know that Shadow Fiend's getting quite an immense amount of farm, and even Centaur on top of that. So they're all pretty good at illusion clearing, and Envy's gonna have a Naked Radiance pretty soon, which is nice to have the Radiance, but it's naked, so the illusions are very, very squishy.
On a Fish Lady with not even 900 life, you could do a good punch, but you're not gonna be able to take one. That's for sure. So he stops back. He would love to just continue to farm up even further. I mean, at this point though, you can't commit for maybe something like your drums. He's just gonna be more focused on trying to bring it back. There's your Radiance on cue, now complete. But
Sold his Bassi for it too.
oh, that's when you fall in desperate times right now. Is the pressure continues in the
Dire's
mid
top
lane.
tower
NewBee
is under
just
attack.
know how to punish a Naga pick better than most. As well, and it's snare gonna fly out here on Moo, but they're
Radiant's
dancing here in the
bottom
mid lane.
tower is
And
under
meanwhile, you
attack.
have a mild split push happening here as
Dire's
How
top
is
tower is under
removing the
attack.
creeps from behind the tower. At least they can try to go for a tier 2 if this doesn't work out here in the mid lane. And it looks like that is going to be the game plan. They pull back from that mid, adding a lot of pressure, diverting the attention of
Radiant's
C9
bottom
there.
tower is under attack.
And they'll move right up to the top and get a hold of another tier 2, leaving only
Dire's
one outer
top
tower
tower
standing here
is
for
under attack.
Cloud9. Cloud9 have only taken one tower, and that one tower was a deny.
Dire's
Have they
top
have they
tower
actually
has
gotten to use
fallen.
Lasso or Roar?
I don't think they've been on the offensive in quite a while. But yeah,
I don't. I think maybe there was one Lasso. I maybe zoned out for a second if they even got it. Yeah, he used it bottom. Okay. Yeah, but I don't think there's been a Beastmaster Roar though, unfortunately for C9.
Yeah, use it on that Shadow Fiend behind the tower. It did lead to the kill, but it was more of a desperation attempt to try to avoid any sort of incoming additional damage. But well, they jump in, they see the Naga illusion, they promptly take it down right there. And well, Envy is done with his
Radiant's
side of the
bottom
map. He
tower
wants to
is
shuffle
under
on through
attack.
to the NewBee side and try to find what farm he can. But NewBee is not letting up. You can try to move outside your base and find the farm. We control your jungle, but if you commit all the way to the other side of things, you know, we're just going to keep moving mid. But he's trying to cut out this wave here. This is a nice little attempt right here to prevent the additional pressure. But they've already moved on in, and they slam down Fada, take him down. They're looking for Pylai next, but as they zone back, they're going for the tier 3. And well, this tier 3 is going to fall very quickly. And now attention on
This
the
game is
racks.
looking mighty over.
Yeah, Fata is forced to buy back, and
Dire's
Envy
middle barracks are
not
under
going to be
attack.
here. I don't even think Envy has a. Yeah, he does have a TP, but he's not even
He
moving
cut
in.
the creep wave, so they have no creeps now. If they don't keep, yeah, now base there's backdoor protection, so they can't even hurt the buildings.
Yep. But they're committed on staying, and they managed to get a pick off there on Bone 7. Take
That
down
was
the
a really nice
Batrider.
move there by Envy. That
Under attack.
I didn't even really notice. NewBee still doesn't notice. They're still hitting the racks. and
They're
what
like,
the
wait a
hell's going
minute,
on?"
are we this weak? What the hell's happening here?
Yeah.
They're forced
Very
to
nice
buckle
play
back.
there by Envy, just cutting the creep wave there, and then finding a nice based regen rune top to be able to do it again.
Yeah, but they're like, all right, we know what the hell's happening here, and it's Rabbit that's on the scene as he buckles back, seeing if he can get a hold of this Naga and prevent them from adding that extra bit of pressure. It's cheeky tactics for Envy here in Cloud9, but I don't know. Their team is already feeling like it's kind of on life support, and they're trying to bring it back for him. And I mean, NewBee, if they wanted, I suppose they could go for a Roche. I mean, it's favorable for them if they wanted to try to go for a team fight. But I don't know. What do you think? Maybe they worried that Envy would sneak on there with a Song of the Siren and try to go for an upper hand on a team fight. But they're committed to pushing this mid lane.
They really don't need to go for anything like a Roche. There's no. Sure, they could get it, but the risk of Naga sleeping and then something chaotic happening, I'm sure they wouldn't really gain too much out of it. But they're perfectly fine with just, we're gonna take these racks and we're gonna choke you in your base.
Yeah, no more backdoor protection for now at least, and he's not behind trying to do the same maneuver on this one. Now they're adding pressure. Pylite Die gets caught out and already eats big damage from that leap in from Hao. There's your flame break, trying desperately to slow them down and burst down. The power shot not going to be on the mark. They're forced to pull out the fortification. And NewBee are not letting up. They are not letting up one bit. They have an objective in mind, and they want to get it done. /4, there's your latch. It actually catches on Hao and Banana, but there's your racks down, and this is rough. 22 minutes in, Cloud9. They lose this one. They get shoved down into the loser's bracket. Still alive in the tournament, but ideally they would love to stay in the upper winner bracket. And for NewBee, coming back 2 games after a rough first game is looking pretty nice for them.
I think they just realized their mistake. They're like, we need to just be full on aggression versus this Cloud9 team. Because the way that Cloud9 really does play is they take advantage of
Pylite Die dead. Don't even try to run outside the front gate because we are watching right now as they quickly take him apart, just punish before he tries to get anywhere.
C9 likes to pick a lot of farming heroes and then take the game closer to the late game and split push, and I guess you can say rat Dota, since people love that term.
They love it, especially when there's a Naga in the game. Yeah. Oh no! Look at this! No. Look at this! Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy. I like to say is there's what is that? 3 stacks of creeps that are just ripe for the picking right there. Our whole team will just kind of clear this one up. And condolences to you, sir. And well, now they might potentially catch him out. And he's forced to pull out the song. Takes a concussive shot on the back end, but ultimately able to get away with that safety net. But now this is a song.
That could have been so close if Hao did the double spirits. Well, if Remnant and then Remnant while he's Remnanting, you can actually shackle mid Remnant.
Really? Through the song? Wow.
That's nice. If you can do it all in midair. I mean, I think I've seen somebody do it before is the only reason I say that.
All right, well, they take the opportunity to just move themselves in the Roche pit and look to take it down. And now with that song on cooldown, things could be a little bit easier for him if they decide to either add pressure on Envy or on the base. So
second Battle Fury coming out for Hao in a second.
Yeah, those illusions are pretty much going to be dead immediately in the water.
Is under attack.
Actually, the illusions are just going to make everybody take more damage if they're even near anybody.
Well, they're moving on through. They know EE is trying to cut this wave, and they're blinking forward. They're trying to catch him. He has no song. He's going to hide out behind the trees. Moo. With that 6th sense, can he spot him out? This is a little close for comfort here. Uh-oh. He's going to just continue to wait it about. He does have the TP. Wow, they just know. They're in there. They see him. No stun yet. They move on through, and that's all she wrote is Eternal Enemy gets bursted down immediately. 40 seconds now for him to come back into the game. No buyback, and that's Skywrath Mage picking up a 4-staff. Same goes for Bone 7, but I guess that leaves a little bit of space for the rest of Cloud9 to find some sort of farm for themselves because they're going to need all they can to try to hold a big push that could be incoming any moment. And you got to remember, Moo also has that Aegis that he recently picked up.
He turned off the Radiance there too, trying to hide. Just couldn't even hide anyway.
Under attack.
It just knew.
Well, Moo finishes up a full Manta. And yeah, I think this game will be closing up very soon as NewBee getting close to that 20,000 net worth lead. Basically full map domination, and yeah, Rax is taken out in mid lane. So they're gonna just push down bottom, and yeah, I don't really see what. Yeah, no way.
Uses the benefit of 2 Battle Furies to just take down that wave like nothing. Naga Illusion's doing all they can. They just fall immediately, and now already pressure on this tower. Well, Cloud9, this is about the time you might need to go for a all or nothing kind of a play right here, but I don't know what that play could be. The pressure's already on here, and there's really not much they can do. No song. Oh, song is available right now if they'd like to use it. There's your Hao pull back here coming up from Bone 7 as they bull on in. Rabbit, though, trying to take it. Fata gets saved with the shallow grave, but they're shoving them all the way back to the base. It's Moo moving on to a nice dominating streak. Rabbit cleans up another. 3 down all day here for NewBee as they move on back, and they'll clean out the last set, and they've had enough. Their Naga was not able to get to that pinnacle point you'd love to get, and NewBee knew exactly what to do as they bully on through the C9 squad, not letting them get anything.
They came out really strong the last 2 games. NewBee just were, they basically knew it. It just looked like they knew what C9 was going to do before C9 even knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, so rough stuff right now as Cloud9 are going to get shoved to the bottom losers bracket on this one. And NewBee going 2-1 in this series. They're going to advance forward here. And we have more action, though, coming up for you. For the World Cyber Arena 2014, coming up next, I believe we have a matchup between Alliance. No. Yes. No. Yes.
Should be Alliance Vici, shouldn't it?
Yes, it's Alliance and Vici. Sorry, I had my schedule fall down right over here. It's going to be VG Alliance. Yeah, I know. I should know everything, but apparently I don't. I'm sorry. But it's going to be VG Alliance here coming up in a moment's notice, actually. Trying to compare my clock over here. Actually, I think we have a little bit of a pause. Then after that, we have 2 games going back-to-back. It's going to be Navi, LGD, and IG going to be going against Team Malaysia. That's the first match of our lower bracket right now. But for us, it's Beyond the Summit. I'm Coddle Guy. Catch me on Twitter over at Coddle Guy. Joining me, thankfully, is going to be Fogged. You can catch him over at FogDota. Thank you, sir, for accompanying me on this cast. It was a fantastic time. But NewBee, going to be your victors on this one. Stick around, folks. We'll throw over some jams, and we'll be back momentarily.